And then he went on to talk quietly how about while we celebrate the independence, he diplomatically established the fact that there are troubles ahead. And he did not stop at just talking about the troubles. In fact, you see the phrase intractable problems. And he spoke and said there will be a time in the future when there will be a global cause for peace. And then he made a quiet statement. He did say in concluding that speech that that long after he's gone and forgotten, that these issues would have to be resolved. And he gave a clue. He said at that time, Nigeria would have to look to what they call eternal truths. Eternal truths, which is what Prof is saying. The potentials are still here. Forget about all the noises that you hear. They could be expected. Most of the problems Nigeria has today were created before Nigeria was born. So what we need to do is to take cue from people like Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, look at what he calls eternal truths, and realize a case study of an American case study will tell you that where Nigeria is today is practically where America was in 1776. And when America was to lay a foundation for the great nation it has today, it went to eternal truths to lay its foundation. It is the absence of the ability for us to pick these eternal truths today that may create a challenge for Nigeria. That's why you find that the American creed says we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. Abubakar Tafawa Balewa mentioned in that speech that he knew that all men would have to hold fast to their faiths and their creeds, and then when there will come a time when we need to resolve the intractable problems, all of us should go higher than religion, and we should go to eternal truths, which the American case study shows us how successful it can be. This is where we are in the history of Nigeria today, and we believe that it can be done.
I agree.
Well, the eternal truth, and there is no way anybody is going to get rid of it. Truth cannot be destroyed. And the eternal truth in the case of Nigeria and other African countries created by colonial powers is that there were peoples, there were nations living in their own culture, their own territory, raising their children in particular ways, organizing their economic life in particular ways, and so on. The British came or the French came or whatever and put many peoples together. The peoples are always there. Empires come and go and establish its authority over many peoples. But the empires will disintegrate and go away, and the peoples will be there. They will be there. The British have been attempting to conquer the Irish and so on, finally joined with Scotland in the 17th century and became a country and so on. But the Scots are the Scots, and the English are the English, and the Irish are the Irish, and the Welsh are the Welsh. It is not going to change. Nations don't die. By nations, that's, you know, the Yoruba nation is a nation. It's not going to die. The Igbo nation is a nation. It's not going to die. Whatever happens to Nigeria, the Igbo nation will be there. And the House of Fulani nation will be there. And the Nupe nation will be there. And the Tiv nation will be there. We are a combination of indestructible entities. And our duty is to find the right way to make all of them feel contented to be part of Nigeria. If we don't do that, there's nothing we do that is going to work.
Prof,
in the end.
How do we get to that, when you say the nations
will not die? I believe we're back to that eternal truth.
Yes, that's the eternal truth
that we talked about.
So how do we get to that point where we let go of all these idiosyncrasies, all these issues of perceived injustices, and go back to that truth of every man is created equal. That truth of life, of the worth of life.
Yeah. All men are created equal. All nations have grown differently. All men are created equal.